by Credit One Bank. 1 lap away from his first Cup Series championship. Joey Logano at 28 years old. Fulfilling a dream.
No threat, man. 1-6 still. Runs ahead. No pressure. No pressure at all.
TJ Majors giving him the information. No pressure at all. Well, he has risen well above the pressure as he comes out of turn number 4 to claim his first ever Cup Series championship. It's Joey Logano who wins. Tears already flowing for Joey Logano.
Great job, great job.
You heard the voice of the captain. Roger Penske coming on the radio, great job. Joey Logano giving Roger Penske another championship. Logano has just stepped into elite status. You see the name Dwayne Felkel on the side of the car. It was just a couple weeks back.
Congratulations, Joey Logano's Richard Buck. You are the champion.
Their series director, Richard Buck, letting him know you're the champion. Dwayne Felkel, just a few weeks back, passed away unexpectedly. One of the fabricators for Penske. Riding in memory on the passenger side of the 22. This moment presented by Sunoco, fueling victories all season long. The nose of the car right against the inside wall, right where his crew is, and burns it down. In NASCAR's 70th season, Joey Logano is just the 33rd driver to ever win a Cup Series championship.
What an incredible moment for Joey Logano, the 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion. And Rick, you said his nickname was Sliced Bread. Let go by Joe Gibbs Racing at one point. Roger Penske said, I'll take a chance on you. That's why his foundation is named Second Chances. Hug from Todd Gordon. Got some tears as well. There you go, Joey. That hat says number 22, Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion. And certainly tears right now. Brad Keselowski. Joey, we talk about second chances all the time. How much of this night was about second chances for you and proving that you could do it?
We did it! We won the championship. I can't believe it. I don't even know what to say. This team, Roger Penske, Todd Gordon, the pit crew, oh my God. These guys are amazing. Gave me the car I needed at the end to do my job. Put me in position to do my job. I couldn't be more proud of them. We won the championship, Marty! Oh my God!
I know you did. I know you did. You came into the week saying the big three and me. Did you really feel like you were the underdog in this, Joey?
No, I told you I didn't feel like the underdog, and we proved it why we're not. This is the favorite, and I told you I won that before the race started. So proud of everybody. Everyone rise to the occasion, execute under pressure like nobody's business. I can't thank everyone that supports us. Shell, Pennzoil, Wheels Up, SKF, Ford. We got a Ford. Not only the Drivers' Championship, but the Manufacturers' Championship. So can't wait to break that Mustang out soon. But man, oh, I don't even know. I don't know what to tell you.
When you're coming to the checkered flag, what are the emotions? What's going through your mind?
Just a lot of screaming. A lot of screaming and yelling. I think I pulled a muscle. But man, I've worked my whole life to get here, to get to win a championship. We've been so close and spent 10 seasons fighting for this. And we wasn't sure we were going to get it, but man, Todd made a good adjustment there at the end. And there's that no-quit attitude, and I was going to pass that car no matter what.
I want to ask you about that move into one. How did you make it stick, number one? We thought you might have just overdrove the corner.
No, it's, my car was really good on entry all day. That's a big boy Coke right there.
Oh, yeah! And your pit crew delivered today, too, Joey. I mean, you've talked for weeks how they're the best on pit road right now.
They are. They proved it again today. You guys are, every one of them, each and every individual on that team is the best in their position. And we showed it today. We were, at points we were really good. At points we were down for the count. I knew we had a short-run car. I said it before the race started that our car was a short-run car. If it's anything longer than 25 laps, we're going to be in trouble. And that really showed all day. But, you know, it came down to that short run, and we're champions, NASCAR champions.
And guess what? Forever, you will be a NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series champion. Joey Logano, plenty of more people to find to give high fives down here. And there's a stage with his name on it, too, Rick.
Yeah, he mentioned that it's been 10 years. You think back, 2009, in the Monster Energy Cup Series, he was the Rookie of the Year. Well, in those 10 years, he has impressed, he has won, he has battled, he's fought, he's made friends, and he's made enemies. But what he made tonight was history. He is the 2018 NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series champion. He'll be on the stage when we come back.
Joey Logano is your 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion. Visit the NASCAR shop to see his entire collection. Get the same hat, tee, flag, and towel the team wore with pride as they hoisted the trophy in victory lane. You were there for every lap, every pit stop, every moment. Remember the celebration with the official championship diecast and other championship gear. Available now at NASCAR.com/champ.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Joey can't get to the stage because of the throngs of crowd that have surrounded the car, the team. It'll be a while until he makes his way to get the hardware, but I want to take a look at today's Coca-Cola winning moment for Joey Logano. He mentioned the pit crew. Well, ultimately, it was the driver that was able to make the pass, take the lead away from Martin Truex Jr. and surge ahead and get his first Cup Series championship and a big drink of Coca-Cola right there.
What a battle, what a race, Rick. The late race yellow, setting up a shootout with all four of the championship four. You said it. Pickard did their job, and then how did that move by Joey Logano?
And finishing second was Martin Truex Jr., and Kelly caught up with him.
Martin Truex Jr. and the 78 team come up just one spot short of a fairy tale ending. Martin, what's it like climbing out of the 78 for the last time?
Not sure yet, to be honest with you. Sorry. I don't know, I'm gonna miss these guys. Wish we could have won it. We had it, just, you know, we couldn't go for 15 laps, and I knew that last restart was gonna be tough. We were able to get the lead. I couldn't do anything. I was just slow for 15 laps, you know. Wouldn't turn. I tried to go as fast as those guys, and I'd be dead sideways, and I just couldn't do it. And I don't know what else I could have done, you know. He passed me so fast, I didn't even have a chance to do anything. It was we needed more laps. We just needed more time. But proud of my guys and proud of everybody. Thanks, Johnny and Bass Pro and auto owners and 5-hour TRD Toyota, everybody who helped us, you know, the past few seasons. Not the way we wanted to go out, but hell of an effort. 5 years with this team. What has this time meant to you? Been the best time of my life. I don't know what else to say. I mean, these guys they've been amazing. They've made me a superstar in NASCAR, and I'm just very thankful for them all.
He said it. They made him a superstar. When he was kind of after the scandal at MWR, not many people wanted to hire Martin Truex Jr. and Furniture Row was just actually looking for a driver. He went over there and in his first year finished 24th in points. Struggled. This team didn't catch fire right away. Him and Cole Pern got together and they've been in the playoffs ever since. I know he's heartbroken, but they got to hang their heads high after the season. They've been through to finish second. Their team's closing down all the distractions. It's what it comes down to. Sometimes those late cautions, things like that, are going to affect the ends of these races. And Joey was in short run speed and made it work.
With that emotion, you can see the love that he has for that race team and the people. And love's not too big of a word because we spend that much time, that much effort and energy, and get that kind of success. You saw that from Martin Truex.
Well, the car is still surrounded.
They finally got to Joey.
They got Joey out
said, hey, man, the trophy is over here. And I know he wants to get to that trophy as fast as he can. He ain't going to believe it when he sees it. I think it's huge.
And heavy.
See where the car is and where the stage is. See, the trophy's down here, Joey.
The trophy has all of the tracks that the Monster Energy Cup Series races on throughout the season. All the way around, entwined.
It's a great atmosphere down there. All the fans gathered around to celebrate with you. All your friends, your family, everybody who's here. You know the Championship 4 brought everyone they knew to this race to see if they, you know, in case they won.
Joey Logano has to barge his way onto the stage as he's, well, almost looked like he was going through traffic today on the racetrack. He went right by him.
He's on the wrong stage. He's going to jump down, get up on this other smaller stage right here, like his wife.
They ride every lap with you. They're right there with you, man. They
sure do.
Deal with the bad, the good.
Families, brothers, father. His father and him been on this journey together.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Brittany, his wife, such a big part of his foundation we talked about earlier.
That's when the emotions get high. You get close to your family, see the look on their face. That's the thing about something like this is to see how many people it touches. How many people have rode with you all those laps.
New parents, too. Hudson.
Hugging the big boss man.
Born just 10 months ago.
Roger Penske.
Roger Penske, the captain up there. Edsel Ford from Ford, also on the stage, congratulating Joey Logano.
They put a little microphone on Joey right here so they capture all the audio of tonight. He'll want that audio, all the footage.
And there's his son Hudson. The legs going wild.
That's awesome. Joey's dad there in the background.
And the families sacrificed so much. We mentioned the move to Georgia. And Joey Logano continuing his racing career. And now everyone gets to celebrate the highest honor you can earn in stock car racing. Joey Logano has won the championship. The trophy presentation coming up. And for that, let's head to the stage and Chris Devoto.
It is absolute pandemonium down here, Rick, but after all, it should be because we have a first-time Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series winner. Let's go ahead and start the championship presentation, beginning with the Vice President of Sports Marketing for Monster Energy, Mitch Covington. Mitch, I'm going to hand you the microphone. I'm going to try to get a driver up here.
Okay, great. Hey, thank you, Krista. Hey, on behalf of Monster Energy and all of our employees around the world, we'd really like to congratulate our champion of the Monster Energy Cup Series, Mr. Joey Logano, the champion. Congratulations, Joey. It was awesome.
No, it's so good when you say that.
All right, man. Here we go. Go give you the hardware now.
All right, now for the moment you've been waiting for. This is a big trophy, but I think you're ready for it. Let's go ahead and bring in NASCAR President Steve Phelps for the trophy presentation.
Thank you, Kristen. Joey, what a race. Amazing. You guys are, all four of you, in the top 5 all day long, and you were the class of the field. That race at the end, the last 20 laps, was amazing. So on behalf of NASCAR, our millions of fans worldwide, I'd like to congratulate you on being our 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Thank you. Thank you. Sounds so good.
Should we lift? You want to try to lift this up?
Yes.
All right, give it a shot. Joey, I'm going to bring you up here for a minute. You've got your family on stage. I know you, but go ahead and turn this way. Coming into this race, there were 32 NASCAR Cup champions. Now there are 33. You are exactly what you've always dreamed and hoped to be, a Monster Energy champion.
It's just a dream come true to even hear those words along with my name. It's just crazy, but I'm not a champion. These guys are champions with me. We're not doing it alone. Here comes the best race car I've ever driven. Right here. Look at that thing.
Who's bringing it in for us?
That's Dan Lynch. That's my interior guy, who does a great job, and my whole team does an amazing job. Our pit crew is amazing. Oh man, I don't even know how to put this in words. God is so good. It's just, it's crazy what life can throw at you sometimes, and you hit the cautions at the right time. You let this team do their job, and let me do my job. The next thing you know, here we are, NASCAR champions. It's, I don't even know what to say.
Well, you've been in this position before, and we talked about this, and I know you've answered this question a lot. But you're a different driver, a different person in 2018 than you were in 2014, 2016. Part of the reason your wife, Brittany, and this little guy, not even a year old, Hudson came up on the stage and we said, Daddy's a champion. What does this mean, knowing and looking into his eyes?
That's his bedtime right now, but man, it's incredible. You do change a lot as you grow up, and happen to grow up in front of a lot of people and witnessed a lot of my mistakes that I made in the past, but every one of those mistakes has formed me to who I am today and led me to the people that you see on the stage right now who surrounds me. So just a crazy feeling right now, and everybody has supported me along the way. Everyone from Connecticut, from the beginning when I was driving go-karts around my dad's garbage company and hitting dumpsters to where we are today, and with all our partners at Team Penske and so many people here today. It's an amazing night. I know what second felt like, and I know how much it stings, and I didn't know what winning feels like, and It feels really, really, really good.
Let's bring in, you continue. I know you want to talk to your family there. I'm going to bring in your crew chief, Todd Gordon. Come on over here. Congratulations. 49 years old. You're a Cup champion as well. Talk about the fact and the trust and the confidence, everything that you and Joey have been through together to get to this.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's surreal. We've been through it twice, and we thought we had shots both times and just didn't quite come through. And we used that to kind of come up with a game plan of what we needed to do to be successful today, and it rolled out perfectly.
I don't want, look at RP's getting away from me. Go ahead and we'll kind of, I don't know if he's going to get away from me. We'll try to catch him later. But they made a comment. I know that you're carrying Dwayne, one of your crew members' name on the car, passing away unexpectedly not that long ago. A fabricator at your team. You started as a fabricator. I know his name, the fact that he is on this car and everyone in your crew thinking of him and his family.
Yeah, definitely. We lost Dwayne 3-4 weeks ago, and accident on the way to work. Hated it for him and for his family, and thoughts and prayers there. I can't imagine the situation, but he's been with us since 2003. He built all the greenhouses on these cars, and so it's appropriate for him to be carried on the door top on the greenhouse. And just the team rallied at the shop and everything to make this a perfect weekend, and we're here.
Congratulations. Let's bring in Ed Soll as well. We're going to talk to Roger Penske. RP snuck away on us, but it's Ford Championship weekend. Ed Soll, what does it mean to have a Ford driver back in not just victory lane, but with this championship?
Well, we haven't had a car and a manufacturer championship since Dale Jarrett in 1999. So we've had a dry season. So frankly, my heart is still in my throat. And I couldn't be more happier with Roger and Joey and Todd and everybody. The whole Penske organization has just done an absolutely sensational job.
Congratulations to you, to Ford, to everyone behind here. I know they want this celebration to continue and really get started. So Rick, when you joined us on the pre-race show, he said, I want the ball. That's what Joey Logano said. He said, it's our time. Tonight it was. He is the 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup champion. We'll continue talking to him on our post-race coverage.
Thanks, Krista. And Edsel Ford just referenced the manufacturers championship, and he said, it hadn't happened since Dale Jarrett when they had the driver and the manufacturers championship in the same season. The last time they won the manufacturers title was 2002, so it's been a while for Ford to be able to capture that title. And just moments ago, Parker Kligerman caught up with Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick finishes third, led 58 laps. You were so fast early in the race. Did just the handle go away from you a little bit there at the end?
Well, obviously, and we just got loose as the night went on. Really great pit call there, in position to win the race if the caution doesn't come out, and then it came down to a pit stop and a restart there, and we didn't do either good. So just hate it for all our guys on our Jimmy John's Ford. Just got to thank Busch and Ford. Congratulations to Ford on winning a manufacturers championship and a championship. I know they put a lot of effort into that. Mobil One, Outback, Hunt Brothers, Morton Buildings, Textron, Liftmaster, everybody who helps us at Stewart-Haas Racing.
8 wins on the season, not getting the championship. Is this the kind of the season that got away a little bit in that sense?
I don't think so.
No? 8 wins is good enough for you?
Yeah. Don't you think?
I think it's good, definitely.
You'd be happy with it, wouldn't you?
I would take that, no doubt.
No,
Congratulations.
It's been a great year, and we just got beat tonight.
10-4. Kevin Harvick just didn't have the speed at the end.
Well, Kyle Busch is not first of the 4 tonight. Kyle, how will you judge this evening's race?
I don't know, just not at all what we wanted, obviously, not what we expected either. We knew the 22 was fast, but man, I thought we were way closer than that. And we kind of held serve the first round of the race, but then after that, we were never close. I don't know what happened, just didn't have the feel in the race car that I needed tonight. Just all night long, just as soon as you get out of the gas, getting into the corners, you're just sideways, just turning to the right, just trying to save it. And you do that for 50, 60 laps, whatever it is on tires, and you just can't hang on. I couldn't hang on after 8 laps, let alone the 50, but bummed for all of our guys. Adam Stevens and my guys did a phenomenal job all year long. This M&M's team was really, really good, and just not good enough in the night that mattered the most, but we finished 4th, last of the chase guys. Just that's not what it takes these days.
How concerning were those handling issues when you finally did get the strategy bump when Adam played that long pit?
Yeah, I mean, that was just the fact of the matter of nobody giving up. Just don't give up behind the wheel. Just keep driving and keep trying to swing a Hail Mary and see what we could get. And And the strategy fell right in our lap. The pit stall fell right in our lap, but none of it didn't mean anything if you don't have a fast enough race car. And I knew I was just a sit and duck on that restart. I figured I could hold them off for like 4 laps, 5 laps maybe. But damn, not even a straightaway and they're gone. So that's just all there is to it.
You didn't get the bulk. You didn't get the big prize today, but how will you remember the bulk of the season, a big one for the 18 team?
Lots of wins. Forget about it now. Move on.
Kyle Busch, 4th tonight and 4th in the chase playoff cars.
And post-race coverage will continue until 8 o'clock Eastern on NBC SN, so make sure to join us there. And Steve, as we reflect back on this weekend, I think the right car won, the right driver won. All weekend long, it was Joey Logano who looked very, very strong.
Well, it's been an outstanding season. We had 4 outstanding competitors racing for a championship, and in the end, they all worked their way to the front 2 rows for the final restart with under 20 laps to go. I think that's what we all wanted to see, was a shootout. And you mentioned it, the right car, the fastest car. Joey Logano absolutely proved he was the best, passing the 78 to go on to a championship.
They were definitely the 4 best, and we bring in our drivers, Dale Jr. and the mayor, Jeff Burton. Guys, what an incredible race we just saw.
Yeah, Joey Logano was pushed around a lot when he got into this series, but he decided to be the more aggressive driver over the last several years, and it's paid off and put him in position to race for this championship tonight. The team gave him the great car to be able to do it. Middletown, Connecticut better be celebrating Joey Logano. He's our new champion.
Yeah, 28 years old, 10 times. This is the 10th year. It took him 10 years to get it done. You mentioned it. He had to learn how to win these races. He had to learn to stand up for himself. He's done that recently. Joey Logano got tonight what we all dream of. Give me the ball late in the game, man. Let me make something happen. Joey Logano did it. Awesome drive by Joey.
And remember, it was the big 3 and me for Joey Logano. To be the best, you have to beat the best, and that is exactly what Joey Logano did tonight.
He called himself the favorite a week ago. He proved it tonight on the racetrack, and you saw the emotion, what this championship means to Joey Logano.
The celebration is going to continue, and remember, on NBC SN, it will stay until 8 o'clock. Joey Logano, the 28-year-old from Connecticut, nicknamed Sliced Bread by Hall of Famer Mark Martin. Had to fight for this championship, had to fight just to get in to the championship 4. Was aggressive in all the races of the playoffs, and when it came time to decide a champion, he aggressively went by the best in the sport, and now he can be called a champion alongside the greats in NASCAR.
This represents a brand new contender vote. Congratulations, Joey, for winning 2021.
And you see Joey Logano is going to continue to the victor goes the spoils, and it's fitting that he will continue to be talked to, be interviewed, give more trophies. What an evening it's been. All smiles for Joey Logano.
Once again, the champion won the race. Continually, year after year after year, what a battle we see here in Miami.
It has taken the win to win the championship as we go now to Krista, Kyle, and DJ.
For the 5th time in this elimination style format, a 5th different driver not only wins the championship, but has to win the race to do so. This one is special because it's a first-time champion once again. Joey Logano, the youngest of those championship 4, just 28 years old, from Middletown, Connecticut. Kyle, when he joined us, and I made reference to this on the championship stage, which, by the way, that's crazy down there.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
The car wasn't even there.
Yes, that's
the
crazy
driver had to
looking.
walk his way over, couldn't even get to the wrong stage, jumped to get onto the stage. He was running on pure adrenaline. But he said, I want the ball. This is our time. We're ready.
Yeah, they were ready. And Todd Gordon said it. You know, Joey said it. Todd Gordon said it earlier when we saw his interview on pre-race. Todd Gordon said, we didn't know what to expect when we came here the first time. We had a plan and worked our plan in the second time we were here in 2016. We got within 20 laps of winning a championship in 2016. Guess what? They got to that same point again this year, and Joey capitalized on it. That's how simple it was. They worked their plan. They ran up front. They had a short run car. They didn't have necessarily a long run car, but it worked out perfect. Joey drove a great race, and Todd Gordon put them in position, and that pit crew, once again, put them in position all night long.
Yeah, you know,
we talk about speed all the time, and is it better to have a short run car? Obviously, you'd like to have something that runs fast at the beginning and then hangs on for a long time. Hard to get those, especially at a difficult place like this. But this 22 team came with a purpose, and that was to have a fast race car and put their driver in charge. And Joey Logano took charge of this. I mean, he was the fastest on restarts almost all night long, all afternoon long, did the job that he had to do, and the move that he made to pass Martin Truex Jr. on the outside going into turn 1 was unbelievable. Took my breath, and I was only watching it on TV. I can't imagine driving that.
Yeah, when he made this pass, he drove all the way down, Kyle, to Key Largo.
Yeah, that's it. And Dale and I were talking about it a minute ago. When he caught him and moved to the outside, he either makes it through 1 and 2 or he ends up in Key West. That's kind of the way it was. Because, I mean, look how far he goes out into the corner, and these are these last couple of laps here. Truex is doing a great job of taking his line away. Taking his line away and making him run Truex's race. But we knew at the end, or at the beginning of stage 2, that Joey Logano had a car that would run for 20 or 25 laps. He could stretch it. We saw him pass Kyle Larson and drive away from him at that stage. So we knew if he got in that position again, it was going to be a shootout between Joey Logano and somebody. All night long, somebody different raised their head, whether it was the 78 of Martin Truex or the 4 of Kevin Harvick. But here he is, and he's just gone right here.
Yeah, and I think Martin thought he was doing the right thing, taking his line. That's how he had run him down and called him, and he'd taken that away. And Logano just decided, okay, I'm not lifting until I know I have to right here, and then got back in the gas and then just drove away. But you could hear it all week from last week, the determination that this Joey Logano has been, so much was made of him coming into this sport 10 years ago to take Tony Stewart's place at Joe Gibbs Racing. Mark Martin started talking about him when I think he was, 14, 15 years old, about how great he was going to be. And Mark Martin knows talent, if anybody does. And then to come out here and get the job done in this situation, you just have to really appreciate the drive and ability.
This is funny right here because, by the way, that's a photo that was supposed to happen.
I know, earlier. But it was funny because when he first came, everybody referred to him as sliced bread, and me, being the smart aleck I was, he didn't do much. So I just called him loaf of bread for a long time because he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, he got with Roger Penske. They built a team around Joey Logano. At Joe Gibbs Racing, he drove Tony Stewart's car with Tony Stewart's team. And I think that was the difference. I've said it a million times that Joey Logano is the slot machine that Joe Gibbs put money into, and Roger Penske is reaping the benefits of. I mean, it is paying off huge dividends. This is 21st win, a championship at this stage. The future is bright for Joey Logano. And I'm going to tell you something else. And I don't know, Dale and I, and we're standing here and you're outside. We're here in front of the grandstands. When he won this championship, there weren't a lot of boos coming from this grandstand up here. There were a lot of cheers that appreciate the drive that he put on the day and the drive these other 3 competitors put on. Clean racing, straight up, and they got beat, and he won.
Yeah, because in those closing laps, the last 15 to 20 laps, you look at your scoring monitor, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, the championship 4. And I think that's what we said at the start of the day, was it felt like these were the best 4 drivers, maybe of all year, or at least at this point, the championship point of the year. And I think that's what fans and definitely all these colleagues, his peers that are coming up to Joey. We've seen Eric Almirola, by the way, who had that little controversy with Joey in the playoffs. The first driver to come over to the championship stage looking for Joey to congratulate him. We saw Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch. What does that mean, Dale, as a driver, knowing the trouble, or I guess the scuffles that Joey Logano has had, to see these drivers at the stage now tonight?
They appreciate, they understand Joey Logano, and he's a hard racer. At the moment, you might not be happy with some things he does, but you appreciate the fact of how talented he is. We talk about, it seems like he's been around forever, and he has been here a while, but he's 28 years old, so a lot can happen. To take this in, I can't imagine taking all of this in at 28. I was fortunate to be here in front of this with a championship many years older than what he is, but he has put himself in this position a number of times, and this is what you dream of. When you get into stock car racing, this is exactly the scene that you want happening, and Joey Logano put himself there. He made the drive. He did everything that you have to do as a champion to make it work.
Yeah, as I watched this and I watched the celebration and you saw the fans and you see all the crowd, to me, this is funny. Joey Logano is not a young gun, but he's not a Kevin Harvick. He's not of that older group either. And when you look at it, he is closer in age to a Chase Elliott. He's closer in age to a Ryan Blaney. He's closer to their group than he is the Jimmy Johnsons and the group that he's had to race against and that he's learned from. So I look at this and I think the future of NASCAR is bright. When we look at Joey Logano, when we look at Chase Elliott, when we look at these young drivers that are coming along, Daniel Suarez, we look at these young drivers that are coming along. At the same time, this is a great night for NASCAR.
Yeah.
This is a great way to end this season. The big three, we talked about them all year long. And then at the end of the season, somebody gets hot. Somebody gets hot that can compete with them. And they rise up out of the pack. And yeah, it was the big three and me. Now it's me and the big three as far as Joey's concerned, because he moved ahead of that pack right here. But this is a great night for NASCAR fans. They saw four of the best that NASCAR has to put on this track, go at it head to head, one-on-one, or one against three against everybody else, and they all fought to the very end.
That championship stage, by the way, there's just no way that's big enough, because I don't know, how did we fit everyone on there in years past? Because it just seems like, has everyone in Homestead up on that stage right now?
Well, here's the deal. Joey broke half the state of Connecticut with him.
Okay.
Okay? And I've seen him out all over Miami, so believe me, half the state of Connecticut is over there.
Yeah, it's just amazing to watch this team in particular. You know, you talk about 2016 and the opportunity that he had racing with Carl Edwards there, and then Jimmy Johnson came in there after they had the incident on the restart. But 2017 was not a good year for this race team. For Todd Gordon, for Joey Logano, they had the win, that the word that we all hated, encumbered at Richmond, and then things just did not go their way whatsoever. They weren't competitive a lot of times, and they came out this year with a renewed spirit to do better, to be a better race team. We knew that Logano was a championship caliber driver, but he wasn't getting the equipment to do it. But we saw them continue to get better, and when these playoffs started, they came with a mission. They had plans of being here tonight right where they are.
They came with a mission. I'm going to let Dale speak to this a little bit. Because we heard, Dale and I were standing here and I patted him on the back. The last time Ford won the driver's title and the manufacturer's title was my man Dale Jarrett in 1999. And now Joey Logano has won it. The common denominator between those?
Yeah.
Yates engines.
Doug Yates.
Doug Yates.
Right.
Doug Yates and those Roush Yates engines. And you talk about 2017 for this team. 2017 for Ford was not a great year. But Doug Yates and those guys rededicated themselves over there at Roush Yates engine, and they've come back this year.
Well, and Edsel Ford's a big part of Doug Yates and Robert Yates and that entire organization, giving them the tools that they have needed for a lot of years, going all the way back to when Robert Yates bought the team back in the late 80s and early 90s. And so Doug Yates has worked to give his drivers the very best that they could have, and I think that horsepower was very evident tonight.
And you're continuing to see the celebration. Joey Logano, 28 years old, Kyle said brought half the state.
Yeah, half the
state
of
Connecticut. He's
all
from
the Manaforts, all that crowd, they're all
here. He's from Middletown, and you heard during the race broadcast, moved to Georgia. Watched his dad actually sell the family business just to be able to fund Joey's racing career, Danielle, his sister's ice skating career. The families put everything into their kids' pastimes, their passions. There you see Joey, his wife Brittany, with their son Hudson, just 10 months old. They said way past his bedtime, but I don't think Hudson minds. First thing Brittany did, by the way, when they got up on stage, she put Hudson inside the Monster Energy Cup. He fits perfectly.
Yes, he does. And I'm going to tell you, this is, and we talk about him winning the Comcast Community Champion Award. This is a team. We see Brittany and we see Joey. They are a team. They're a team in everything they do. I watched him at one point in time when you were interviewing him, Krista, and he reached over and he was holding her hand. He was holding Brittany's hand while he was doing the interview. And they believe in each other. But here's the funny part. He found a home at Penske Racing. Roger Penske has embraced him. We have heard Roger Penske, through thick and thin, go out on a limb and defend the actions and what Joey has done, defend what Brad Keselowski has done, defend what Ryan Blaney has done. He believes in these young drivers. He believes in this team. He believes in the direction that Penske Racing is going. And that says a lot for Roger Penske. He's had a lot of great drivers from Mark Donohue in the beginning to Rick Mears, and we can go down the list, Indy 500 winners, Rusty Wallace here on the Cup side. A lot of great drivers. When Roger Penske speaks and says, this is my guy, a lot of people pay attention to that. And Todd Gordon and those guys over there, they believe in Joey Logano, and it showed here today. Let's put him out front. Let's give him the opportunity, and let's let him make something happen.
You guys will like this. Roger was up on stage before everything started. Mitch Covington with Monster Energy says, Roger, now how many is this for? How many championships? And obviously Mitch was talking big picture. Roger, as humble as he is, said, it's only the second. It's only the second NASCAR Cup championship. But yeah, hundreds more in all sorts of forms of motorsports. It's a nice scene, though. There's something special about when it's a first-time winner. Now, again, not that Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, all equally as deserving, had incredible seasons. But there's just something special when you know it's the first time.
Yeah, well, there's your answer there, Roger's at 33 now. So that's pretty incredible in thinking about everything that's happened over the years. So, but yes, it is. You know, when you bring someone new into that mix, another name that you have to talk about, it would not surprise me in the least. We show back up here a year from now that it's the same 4 drivers vying for the championship, and then we're going to be talking about somebody moving. We said that history was going to be changed tonight, whether it was a driver getting a second championship or this driver getting his first. But there's something special about that. You know, the motivation that it is for others, as other people in that garage area and that were racing here tonight, they look around and they say, hey, Joey Logano got it done. You know, here's 4 drivers that all now that finished this race 1, 2, 3, 4. They all have 1 championship. Why can't I go make that happen? And you can, and it's a great opportunity. And again, there's no better motivation than watching someone else celebrate.
Well, when he joined us on the pre-race show, talked about the momentum, peaking at the right time. Joey Logano racing with momentum, possibly racing for tonight respect. And he has certainly earned it from his team, his peers, and the fans that are still here in the stands. There's quite a few of them watching the celebration that you're watching right now on your monitor. We're looking right at a huge Joey Logano flag. I don't think it's the same guy from Phoenix on the mountain.
It might be. Who knows? Who knows?
It could be. Oh, this is Hudson. He fits perfectly in the Monster Energy Cup. Now, how's that for a car seat, for a child seat? Roger Penske's going to join us next.
Go. Take off to the big city. Find fortune. Romance. Find freedom just one touch away. Because the sky has no limit.
During the Black Friday sales event, well-qualified lessees lease the 2018 Wrangler with 0 due at signing, 0 down payment, and 0 security deposit.
Did you know half of all guys will experience erectile dysfunction? That's right, half of you. But only 25% get treated, which means the rest of you may want to pay attention. With Roman, you can get ED meds prescribed online, delivered right to your door. Just visit GetRoman.com, chat with a U.S. licensed physician, and you'll get FDA-approved medication delivered in discreet packaging. Roman, let's take care of it. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
Now I had the time of my life, and
the most delicious union of all time. New Kentucky Fried Chicken and Waffles for a limited time at KFC.
No matter how far I've come, no matter how much I've done, I'll keep pushing. That's why I believe. That's why I'll never stop. Why? The masculine fragrance. Yves Saint Laurent.
So a tree falls in your brand new car and totals it. And as if that wasn't bad enough, now your insurance won't replace it outright because of depreciation. If your insurance won't replace your car, what good is it? You'd be better off just taking your money and throwing it right into the harbor. I regret that.
With new car replacement, if your brand new car gets totaled, Liberty Mutual will pay the entire value plus depreciation. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
On February 17th, the stage will be set for racing's greatest day. A day to witness history, to feel the intensity, make lasting memories, and be on the edge of your seat. This is the day you've been waiting for. This is the Daytona 500. The greatest race awaits. Experience the Daytona 500 in person. Guarantee your seats before they sell out at Daytona500.com.
Welcome to NASCAR America post-race show presented by Sonic.
Well, he has risen well above the pressure as he comes out of turn number 4 to claim his first ever Cup Series championship. It's Joey Logano who wins.
Driver 22 becomes the 33rd different driver to win the Monster Energy Cup Championship in NASCAR. There you see some of the numbers. Yeah, he's already won Rookie of the Year. Seems like that was not that long ago, but 2009, we forget. He's 28 years old, the second Cup Championship for Roger Penske. Spoke with Marty just a little while ago.
Well, we've tracked down the brain trust at Team Penske. Obviously, Roger Penske, Tim Cindric, the team president. So, Roger, you took a chance on Joey Logano a long time ago. Was this the night you envisioned when you took that chance?
I think that he sure delivered for us. He's been a great driver, a great team player, and tonight to see Team Penske again in this championship hunt and being on top with Ford and certainly with Shell Pennzoil and all our fans around the world that are supporting us. But I want to thank you as NBC and what you're doing for us. But it's a team effort, and this guy did it at the end when it counted, and I think he is the winner.
You were watching from the roof, I'm assuming, right? Like you always do. But how did he make that turn happen? He was driving that car incredibly hard.
He said he wasn't doing anything but win. That's what he said when he got in there. You could see the car was getting better and better. Todd made some great stops. And again, the pit crew today did exactly what they did in Martinsville. They were the best on pit lane, and that, to me, made the whole difference.
He gets some grief sometimes for how aggressive of a driver he is. Would you ever want him to change, Roger?
I don't want him to change at all. In fact, I think he did just what he did today. He beat all these guys fair and square.
All right, let's talk to Tim here. And what does this say for Team Penske to be able to win a NASCAR championship like this, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, to be able to do it here with Joey and Brad, 2012 was obviously Roger's first one, but it's great. When you see the effort that it goes, not only the people that are here, but the people back at the shop. And, a few weeks ago, we lost Dwayne Felco, and his name will forever be on that car.
Forever on the 22.
Yep. Yeah, when that thing goes to the museum, it's really cool. Really cool for all the guys at home.
It's pretty cool. What does it mean for all the people at Team Penske? Because it takes a lot of people to make all this work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work to get to this point, and you have to hand it to NASCAR for the show that they put together here. And, there's a lot that goes into it. You guys put a lot on the fence as far as, who should, who shouldn't, why they're here, and all the rest of it. But when it comes down to it, it's a big accomplishment, through a lot of effort all year long. And, our guys came together and, they decided that, the 22 is the chance we had. And, Joey said it before. He said these guys had the most time to work on it, and they delivered today.
A lot to celebrate for Team Penske.
Yeah, and if you think about it, they may have to make a new banner pretty soon because this weekend, Roger Penske going for another championship in V8 Supercar Series in Australia. And across the board, you see some of these comments on social media, Dale, all of his drivers, all of Roger Penske's drivers in all forms of racing congratulating Joey.
Yeah, it's a whole organization. This isn't just the NASCAR part of it. All of these drivers work together. They talk with each other. The crew members do. It's just an unbelievable organization that they put together. They probably have their own company that makes all of these banners. They win them so often. But, I think the thing that strikes me there is that when you hear someone like Roger Penske speak of how special this is, bringing young drivers into his organization and then making them champions, I think that he really appreciates the effort that he gets from them in doing that. And you can tell that he was very proud of the driver that Joey Logano is and bringing this championship.
Yeah, very proud. And you could tell, I stand behind him. Yeah. You know, I don't want him to change anything. He went out there and he beat those guys. And that's the kind of driver Penske has always had. If we go back to Rusty Wallace, if we go back to Ryan Newman, if we go back to the drivers he's had hard-nosed drivers that know what it means to put it all on the line week in and week out and go out there and chase races and chase championships. So I'm telling you, man, that this organization has a bright future with Joey Logano still at his age, with Brad Keselowski already with that one championship in the year that he had this year, and with Ryan Blaney coming along. We can talk Hendrick, we can talk Gibbs, we can talk all these teams that we want to. But with this Ford organization and what Ford has put on the racetrack this year, these guys are going to contend. These guys are going to contend week in, week out, year in, year out. And Dale said it best. We may see the same group of drivers down here, and I'm betting we see the same owners group down here next year because these are the guys.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. You think back to when Brad won his championship. You know, he ruffled some feathers in doing that. So that's the kind of drivers that Penske looks for. Ryan Blaney fits right in there as a young man that's very, very talented, but very aggressive also. So, you know, it's just great to see this. And again, to watch them celebrate as an entire organization.
Well, as we saw some of those social media posts, one of them said there's a party at Elio's house, Elio Castroneves. He's here. Watch this race. I think we have his reaction.
Yeah.
He liked it. He liked it. Cool. I don't know if he knows the party is at his house.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know that yet.
All right, when we come back, we're going to continue hearing from some of the players in this championship. There you see the 22 crew. We'll talk to Joey's dad, Tom, next.
About ready to do this?
NASCAR America Post-Race Show is brought to you by Sonic's quarter-pound double-stack cheeseburger plus tots, now just $2.99. Joey Logano wins the race, wins the championship, and gifts us the camera lens with his autograph. Pretty cool. I just thought, too, there's 100 families in South Florida who are huge Joey Logano fans because last night he gave them Thanksgiving dinner.
That's cool. That's
a
really
part of
cool.
just the foundation
really
and the work he does. You see the celebration. I know nobody. I mean, Joey's pretty happy. Guys, I don't know if anyone is more excited about this, though, than his dad, who made so many sacrifices while Joey was growing up. Marty spoke with Tom just a few moments ago.
Well, Tom Logano hopped down and told me, man, this was a long road to get here. Is that what went through your mind? All the days in go-karts and bandoleros and Legends cars? Is that what was going through your mind those last few laps?
I thought a lot about that. You know, all the fathers like racing backgrounds, and I'm a garbage man, right? My kid came from a garbage man's son, went through quarter midgets. We learned as we went along, and then they got great support from the Penske organization, way over my head, and just tremendous. It was a tremendous trip. Great ride.
His foundation is second chances, and we've talked a lot about him getting a second chance with Team Penske. Was tonight about him proving himself? You feel like, is that what he wanted to do?
I just think so. You know, he was down and out. We were down at about nothing, and Roger Penske had belief in him, and Brad Keselowski pulled him through, and that's where he generated that foundation. He won a great award this week with the foundation, and he is so dedicated to that foundation. He is a hell of a lot better kid than he is a race car driver. Great guy, tremendous guy.
What does it mean to watch this? Watch him celebrate with a Monster Energy Cup Series trophy.
It's like a dream, you know. It's just like a dream. It's surreal. It's just like to make it is great. It's just awesome. Awesome.
Right. Fun for the dads. Tom Logano celebrating. Go up there and celebrate with your son.
Thank you.
And it's universal because it's every dad out there, every parent out there who has sacrificed or watched their child try to fulfill their dream from starting in a quarter midget, you know, starting as a little kid to this stage tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was standing out here, Dell and I were standing out here, and Tom came through the gate. He must have been up in the grandstands or up in his suite, and he grabbed me and hugged me like I did something. I didn't do anything, man. But he was so excited. He was just hugging everybody he could get to, and that is a father's pride. That is a father's pride. And to see your son succeed at something that you have worked at together and that you both wanted, and they both chased this dream, and tonight it came true.
Yeah, as a dad, all you ever want to do is help them find what it is that they want to do. And obviously this is something that they'll always have, that they've had for a long time. And to then reach the pinnacle of your sport just has to be an unbelievable feeling. I know that, to be able to share with my dad was special, Kyle. You know, with all the championships y'all had and the things that you've done in your family, it's just a tremendous feeling.
And like he said, he's a son of a garbage man. And we got to this stage. So it's really special, though. And I know Tom and Deborah, Danielle, we talked about his sisters here as well. It's a family affair, and it's a family celebrating tonight on stage.
And it is. And you see Helio right there in the middle of it. And Helio just said, my Dancing with the Stars trophy is bigger than this. No, just kidding. But Penske, Roger does these things, and we've seen them all the time. The Penske driver games thing that they do, where they stick their hand in a box and they have to describe what's in. And all the Indy drivers and all the sports car drivers and all the NASCAR drivers play. They are a family. The Penske organization is a family too, and it's cool to see this entire group here. But when I think of the dedication and what Brittany has done and stood beside him and walked with him through all these times. They got married in the middle of all this, and going to drive for Roger and not knowing what the future may hold or not knowing what it may bring.
And their personal story. They struggled to have Hudson.
Struggled to have Hudson, and then Hudson comes along and completes that family circle, and then this completes in some small way that driver's circle. And I think that gave him a different perspective. Hudson gave him a different perspective on, I go to the racetrack and I don't have a successful day, I get to go home and I kiss Hudson, and I get to hug Brittany and be with her. And I think that's how this young man has grown and matured, and we've seen it transfer to the racetrack.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that strike me. Yeah, this isn't a situation. Yes, his dad was a very good businessman and very fortunate, but this didn't pave his way to this. Joey Logano's worked extremely hard. He's overcome a lot, as you've talked about, in a lot of different ways in his professional life. But the thing that Tom said there at the end is he's a much better person than he is a race car driver, and here he is a champion. And as a dad, you can't ask for anything more than that.
Well, as the celebration continues, they're going to spray the champagne in just a little bit. We'll be able to hopefully bring that to you. And Joey, after that's going to come over and join us here on the stage. Hopefully, Brittany and Hudson. I don't know, is Hudson still up? I hope he's still awake.
I think he's sitting down
he's
in the trophy right
okay,
there.
We'll try to wake him up.
And that's Joey's mom to the left, standing right behind the trophy there. You can't see her. And
then Kathy, Roger Penske's wife, Kathy, as well.
Yeah, and Joey's sister's right behind Brittany. You can't see her. Everybody's blocking the family. Don't block the family.
And their adopted son, Elio Castroneves.
Yeah, Elio. There we go.
Who will be joining them for Thanksgiving, apparently, since he's in the family and team trophy celebration. Speaking of Thanksgiving, we talked about
mom and sister.
We talked about the 100 families he gave Thanksgiving dinner to just last night. I mean, he has a championship to win, and he's out last night doing that. This was a couple of nights earlier when he received the Comcast Community Champion of the Year award.
Yeah, and he was nominated. I think Ryan Newman was nominated. I'm not sure who else. There were 2 or 3 people. But this is really, and here they are. Here they are last night. What a night. Thanksgiving dinner for 100 deserving families from Staff of Smart. Amazing partners. He puts himself in positions to just do good for people. And I said it before when we played his piece. It's not about financially what he gives. He gives time. Yeah. He gives time, and time is priceless.
Yeah, I wanted to. Steve Page, it was the other gentleman.
Yes, Steve Page, sorry.
Comcast Champion Award with his work as well. So it looks like the champagne is coming here in just a minute. So this is a special moment because this is, after all the pictures, it's just, they just want to let loose. They just want to. So we're going to see if we can stay here with us and bring that to you.
We're getting our locker room goggles on. I see them hand those out.
It's not official until you smell like champagne.
Yeah, until you smell like. Or in Brad Kay's case, Brad Kay come over here smelled like a keg. Okay, remember it was Miller. He came and smelled like a keg, which is pretty exciting too. I will say that.
Well, he drank most of them.
Yeah, he did. He did while we were interviewing him that night. Yeah, during the interview that night. That was good. But yeah. Yeah, listen, everybody's left but the Monster Girls, and they have to stay there. All the wives left, all the moms left, everybody else. They're getting ready to, and everybody has a bottle. Most of the time in Victory Lane, there's one big bottle. You see here, they've given out bottles to everyone. Oh my gosh.
It's the culmination of an entire season, entire lifetime award.
There it goes.
been doing this, have been racing for, I mean, what, Todd Gordon's 49 years old. He's like a 12-year-old up there on stage right now.
Wow. That's what it's all about right there. That's team. That's the definition of team right there. We see it after the World Series. You see it after the Super Bowl. You see it after the NBA playoffs. You see it so many times in sports. The spraying of the champagne is like that's the signal that, hey, we did it. It's over with. We are the champions. We are the best. It was our night, and that was for this organization. We said it earlier. This is going to be tonight was going to come down to a team. We said it in pre-race. It's going to come down to a team sport, a team racing, and it's going to come down to pit stops. It's going to come down to putting yourself in the right place, your crew chief making the right call, and you getting up on the wheel and driving it. And this is the group that put the whole program together.
Yeah, and the gentleman in the red pencil shirt, just to Joey's right, TJ Majors, used to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. spotter, came over to spot for Joey this year, and he's celebrating a championship too. Something else that Joey will get, and it just wouldn't be championship weekend if we didn't hear from Rutledge about this story. This is what we've been waiting for, Rut.
Krista, it's not just the trophy. There's something else really special that you get when you win this race. And when we get back, I'm going to show you exactly what that is. How about Joey Logano? Wow.
NASCAR America's Post-Race Show is brought to you by Sonic's quarter-pound double-stack cheeseburger plus tots, now just $2.99.
He said, this kid is the greatest thing I've seen since sliced bread. Well, that nickname has stuck. One lap away from his first Cup Series championship. Joey Logano at 28 years old, fulfilling a dream.
No threat, man. 1-6 still. Throw ahead. No pressure. No pressure at all.
As he comes out of turn number 4 to claim his first ever Cup Series championship, it's Joey Logano who wins.
Joey Logano raises the trophy, but it seems like the crowd has moved from the championship stage to, are they over by Rutledge near Victory Lane?
I think so.
Krista, I don't know how to explain this, but I was in the boat that you win when you win this, and Joey Logano just showed up, and he's got fans here. You won a boat. Do you know what we're standing in right now? Do you know what this is?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I am. This, my friend, is your new boat. This is a 25-foot bay boat Contender. They make the Contender right down the road. It's got a 250 Yamaha VMAX on the back there. It's got a live well. You can go fish. I have a feeling Hudson one day could ski off the back of this. There's nothing you can't do. It's even got the EcoBoost logo on there. Like, as if winning a championship wasn't enough, now you got a boat.
Now we got a boat to party on tonight.
And this is
Can we put this in the water tonight?
I think the Manaforts are on their way to get a truck to put this in the water. This is crazy.
This is what an amazing night. I can't put this all into words. I didn't even know there was a boat that was on the line, but that trophy was enough for me. But this is so great to have, I guess, and to have some fun with everybody and my family and the team, and we'll have a great time. And man, I'm looking forward to tonight.
Right?
I don't really know how to celebrate as a champion. I'm really not a partier at all. But we might have to learn how to do that tonight.
Kyle told me earlier that if you won, he and I might have to change our flights and get home on Thursday. That's my concern.
That's good. You coming with us?
Oh, yeah. Well, and see this, Mama, people, everywhere you go now as a champion, I think that's what happens.
It's crazy just hearing that word over and over again. It's just, look at the Coke. It says it right on there. What an amazing day. Amazing race car, amazing race team. This is everybody that really puts this together. It's not just me. You know, I just drive the car, and I'm the lucky one. I get to drive an amazing car with a great race team that Todd and everybody has put together. Everyone from Tim Cindric and Mike Nelson and Travis Geisler, everyone at the shop that puts together and hires the right people and builds an amazing race team. And it all starts at the top with Roger, but it comes down pretty far before it gets to me, before I have any say in anything. But just it's just an honor to race for Roger Penske. You know what I mean? It's just I knew quite a few years ago when I first started racing for him that this is the position I needed to be in to someday be a NASCAR champion. And it took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but we're here.
What's crazy to think is all these years, there's a kid right now that's got a Bandolero or somebody in a Legends car, and they're going to look at you in the brand new boat that you won after winning the race, the championship, and go, I can do that. That's what's unbelievable.
I was that kid. Every time someone asked me what I wanted to be, I said NASCAR champion, and today I can say it.
Guys, this is Joey Logano, the NASCAR champion, in his brand new contender boat. How cool is that? You really smell like champagne. I hope you change.
You want to smell like some Coke?
No, I love you. Guys, there he is, his new boat, Joey Logano.
How about that? We were just going to toss it over to Rutledge to learn about the boat, and he's got the champion with him. I was going to say, Joey's going to come join us, so don't empty the boat, empty the bucket. But I hope Joey still comes over, because I know you guys have some questions for him as well. Looks like he's getting out of the boat, so we'll see what's next on his agenda. And we're also, in addition to talking to Joey, this was the end of the Chad and Jimmy era as Joey celebrates here at Homestead. We'll look back on their 602 starts together. The night belongs to Joey. Homestead Miami Speedway, there is the Monster Energy Cup Series trophy. Has champion drive. Oh, and a champion Coke already ready there for Joey Logano. A few moments ago, we saw him drink. He was drinking a championship Coke with Rutledge in the back of a boat. Just some of the things that happen after you win.
They gave him a week to get that done. He told me he was the favorite last week.
That's true.
That's true. Plenty of time to get that.
And Vegas said he was the favorite today, right?
But he came a lot closer to us.
closer.
Yeah. I mean, they moved him a long way.
After having so much speed in practice this weekend. But we talked about it was also the end of the Jimmy and Chad era, their final race together as driver crew chief. Dave Burns, before the race, they took a team picture, and then after the race, Dave Burns spoke with Chad.
Well, he held the cards a little close to his vest this morning, but after 602 now, Chad, your thoughts on the ride with Jimmy?
It's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of success. Obviously, we've had our ups and downs. There's no doubt about that. But to be able to go 17 years with Jimmy and Lowe's and have this thing happen the way that it is, pretty fantastic. I wish today would have ended up a little better than what it had. It was looking really good for us the first half of the race. We had gotten up into the top 10 and. Looks like I'm supposed to go do a photo shoot, but we got up into the top 10. Unfortunately, we weren't able to close the deal. So it's sad ending to a sweet story. How's that?
You ready to go have a beer with these guys?
I've already got one.
All right. Oh, he's got the beer. He is in, and it's time for the celebration.
Okay. There you see, taking a little team photo there after the race as well. Dave was busy on the 48 story. He also spoke with Jimmy.
Well, it's the end of an era. Jimmy and Chad go their separate ways. Your thoughts after that final race?
And there's a lot of emotions. There's no way around it. From Lowe's being our sponsor and all the history we have together and their belief in me and us going separate ways, then also with Chad. So I think the magnitude of this will set in as, tonight wears on in the next couple of days. It's been one heck of a ride. 2018 was highly frustrating, highly disappointing for myself, for Chad, this whole 48 team. So next year with a new sponsor, new crew chief, new rules package, looking forward to that fresh start on the 48 car. And I really think Chad is too on the 24. He and William are going to be a great pairing together, and look forward to working very close with William and Chad to help develop William and get this 48 back in victory lane myself.
You and Chad, when the announcement came, talked about the brotherhood way beyond the working relationship. How did that enter your mind as the laps closed down tonight?
It definitely did, and I'd have to say pre-race was probably more so than anything. And when you're in the car, you're kind of focused on doing the job. But there were many times tonight where the magnitude of today hit me from sponsor and with Chad moving on. So a couple deep breaths and go kiss my kids and my wife and get ready for 2019.
Little toast coming up between the two of you, perhaps?
For sure. It's time to have some fun. I'm super excited. I get to travel out of the country tomorrow and go do a Formula One swap with Fernando Alonso. So I'm really excited about that. That'll be a week from tomorrow. So pumped about that. We'll just have some fun.
Thanks for a lot of memories. 17 years, Jimmy. It was big.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, no question. That was another big storyline in this race. But Joey Logano is on his way to us next.
Well, he has risen well above the pressure as he comes out of turn number 4 to claim his first ever Cup Series championship. It's Joey Logano who wins.
favorite parts of talking to? Normally it's just a race winner. This time it's a race winner and a race champion, because as they come over to join us, it's probably, I would imagine, their first opportunity to see some of those images and relive those moments. Did you
oh my goodness,
kind of walk us through? I mean, you're like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, we were just talking about it with DJ here for a minute before we came on air. There's no way you can put this stuff into words. You know, you think about the last few laps, and I told my guys you're going to laugh at my throttle trace because it's like shaking on the way down every time I put it down. But what an amazing day. Look, this is probably the best part. Right here, crossing the line's one thing, but man, being able to celebrate with your team, your family, everybody's there. There's no better feeling than that right there. That's just, it's incredible. Man, that's really fun to watch.
And we talked about this in pre-race when we had you up there, and we said the same thing about all of you guys. It was going to come down to a team effort. It was going to be a team effort. Who communicated the most with their crew chief? Who had the best pit stops on pit road? Who put themselves in position to win? And you talk about it. It is a team effort.
It really is. Everybody did their part, not only this race. And I told them before the race, I said, this race is no different. We've been racing for a championship since Vegas.
Yeah.
And this race is not any different. And man, they brought their A game all the way through. Every pit stop was incredible. I did the best I could do, and everybody was on point today. You know, Todd's adjustments, the last restart put us right where we needed to be, and was able to pass the 78 and go on and take a championship. I just don't know how to, you know, everything just goes through your mind, and you think about, really the biggest thing I think about is finishing second last time, and it just keeps going through my mind of what that felt like, and how this just feels so different, and everything that's going to go along with this, and you know, just going back and talking to your team and saying we're champions. You know, I told my interior guy, Daniel Lynch, before we got in, I said, I'm getting in as a driver, I'm getting out as a champion, and we did that. So how cool is that?
That's cool.
Yeah, that you've had that confidence now for I mean, you've always had great confidence, but I think the thing, Joey, that strikes me, and I don't know if we're going to show these last few laps now after that restart, but I always say that champions do extraordinary things, and it took you a couple of laps to run him down. So you can talk through this, but the extraordinary thing you did comes here in a couple of laps when you drove off somewhere down there in South Florida, down in turn one.
I saw at that point the 78 went up because he knows that's that I've done a couple restarts before, able to gain some time, was moving up a little bit and trying to get some, and I can't honestly remember.
He kind of took your line there.
It's 13 to go.
We questioned why he went up down there. We questioned why he went high 2, 3, and 4 on that.
Because we were just going to go where we weren't. You know what I mean? Like if he went to the bottom, I was going to the top. So here he goes back to the bottom. He knows he lost some time. He goes back to the bottom. I go to the top to get the run. Is this where I pass it right here? I can't even remember. There's so much going through my mind. Yeah, here's a good run.
This is what Dale's talking about.
Yeah, so at this point, I had my mind up that I was going to the top, and I barreled her off in there pretty hard.
Did you forget the lift, or did you mean to go that far?
I meant to go. Well, I thought we were going to go running up the racetrack at that point. I was like, okay, he's going to drive in just as hard, and we're going to be sliding up into each other here. And so I tried to give him as much room and just carry momentum into the third lane and keep that going. And yeah, it worked out. It's just, man, it's crazy. Yeah. Just so cool, you know. He's able to get that run off of 4, and you drive into where you think you should lift, and then you go further than that, and then that's where you need to be.
Yeah, Dale and I figured you let off about Key Largo. That's when you went in the corner, because that's what it looked like. Right? But I want to go back to the end or the beginning of the second stage. I think Kyle Larson got out in front. You passed him after 2 or 3 laps, and then checked out for about 25 laps. Yeah. And it seemed that your car was a 20 to 30 lap short run car. And I know Dale said it when we started. Everybody wants a short run car that's still as fast as the end, but it was short run, and it just played out that way.
It did, you know, and I knew that. You know, yesterday in practice, our car was fast on short run. We were, you know, P1 in both practices on the fast lap, and it showed that again tonight. Is that it took off really good, really fast, and then after 20 laps, it was backup lights. You know, you're just trying to maintain and keep as much track position as possible at that moment, and then hope for caution. And you know, the cautions played the right time. And I said this at the media day the other day. I said, I hope for cautions. I want to put my team with that pressure on them coming down pit road, because I know they will execute, and they did once again. And I knew that because they have before. You know, confidence comes from history, and you know, when you're able to be put in these situations before, not only here in Miami, but high pressure situations throughout the playoffs. And you see them execute, you see Todd execute, you see myself execute, and that's what gives you that confidence going into it, that we have what it takes. Give us the ball.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm sure that there were people watching here and on TV that were thinking about all the things that took place between you and Truex and the build-up and just thinking about something may happen. I think those of us that appreciate what it takes to be a champion and a hard driver appreciated the effort that the four of you put out there, but the way that you and Martin raced there at the end, that it's just, okay, I've got my car fast and you got yours, and we'll make the moves.
And we're going to race each other,
yeah.
You know, and that's, when we raced hard, you know, that's what we did, and that's the only way I know how to race, obviously. We talked about that all week, but glad that's behind us, and we're moving forward. But what a great competitor. All three of them were you know, the best stock car racers that we can have, right? And that's what you wanted to do, you know, as a champion. You don't want to, you know, have someone that was a fluke that was in there win, or if the rest of those three weren't in there and you won because it was not the best. You know, those cars were the best of most of the season, and I felt like when the playoffs came, we were that other car that was the best, and we put ourselves in the spot to make this happen, and here we are. So you know, everyone, you know, rose to the occasion, and not just the race team that's here today, but everyone back at Team Penske. You think about this, 400 people or so there now, and building these race cars. And we had 3 weeks to build this thing and make it the best as possible, because we knew this is our shot, this is our one chance. And man, everybody was, you know, poured their hearts and souls into that race car, and it really showed from when we unloaded. Well, maybe just after a couple runs, it was pretty good after that.
Yeah, I want to go back to something I asked you this morning on pre-race. I asked you what the first time you were here in 2014, and what the 2014 Joey Logano would say to the 2018 Joey Logano. I was with you the night after 2016 until 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and watched how that affected you. What would the 2018 Joey Logano, looking back, say to that kid?
You know,
we made it.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, what gives you confidence sometimes and makes you prepare for these moments. I said one thing is going through it before, but knowing that there's just something way bigger than this in life. You know, God's put you in this position for a reason, and knows that you're going to become a stronger man at the end of the day, one way or another. Win, lose, or draw, this week could not go bad. There's a lot to gain. There's nothing to lose. And that was at least my attitude going into it, is that I know that we can do it, because we've been here before, and we've lost plenty of times, a couple times before, and you can take what you've learned the other times to be doing that right there, and it's still fun to watch. It's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Keep replaying that. Replay it again.
You're gonna have that on a loop.
Of course. But like I said, just amazing week all the way through, from the Comcast Award to today, to the event last night that we had for the foundation. Just God is great, man. It's amazing just to see everything come to fruition sometimes. And you know, sometimes you fight and you're down and you're confused and you don't understand it, and next thing you know, here we are at the top of the sport.
Yeah, Joe, you talk about the race team, the organization, obviously with Roger Penske, but someone that's not just someone, but your family has been there through this journey with you. Your mom, your dad, your sister, your wife, everybody has been there. So to get out and see them, what's that moment like? I mean, Kyle and I know, you know, we've been there kind of, but we want to hear from Joey Logano what that means when you saw your dad, and we heard an interview from him earlier.
Everything goes through your mind at that moment right there. Wow. You know, you think about, you know, the first go-kart I got for Christmas, and walking out to the garage and seeing that thing in there, and thinking, man, that's so awesome. And that's what I did every day I got home, and I'd drive it around the garbage company and hit dumpsters all the time. And I did that. And you know, growing up racing different cars with my parents, and you know, we weren't racers when we started. We didn't know what we were doing. We'd unload a car and we'd win and have no clue why, and we wouldn't even clean the car, put it in the trailer and unload it the next week, and we won again. So it was just something that we learned together as we moved along and moving up through the ranks. And my dad had such a huge part of that, you know, pushing along. And I think his theory was that, you know, you can only be as good as the people you're racing. And so he pushed me along to put myself in some very challenging positions, which prepared me for today.
So what a great family I have all the way through. From my parents to my wife to her parents. I'm in a great spot, and like I said, just so blessed to be here.
Yeah, okay, and I'll say this. Everybody knows I'm a fan of Joey Logano, but I'm a fan of Joey Logano, the person, and everything you do, what you stand for and stuff. And here's my question. This race is over. You're a champion.
I don't know what you do now.
2019. What are we going to do then?
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
That's what I wanted to hear, baby.
We're going to enjoy this for a few. Give me a few days before I got to think about 2019.
All right.
You know what I'm most excited about as I think about it right now? The worst part about finishing second is going to the banquet.
Yeah.
And watching the highlight videos and all that, and you're just sitting there like, man, because this thing was just about over, and I remember that just to my gut, just how angry I was that night, and man, we're gonna be on the big table, the big boys.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's the best motivation there is.
It
said
is.
it for a long time.
When you leave the banquet, you are so ready for Daytona. This year might be a little different.
Nothing better than iced tea being replaced by champagne, baby.
That's right.
You talked about, I think it's that perspective that you talked about, everything, everything to gain, nothing to lose, and your purpose. You're a champion. Your job is to drive a race car, but your legacy, you're a champion. Your legacy is that little boy. And Brittany, you guys were up there putting him in the trophy.
Oh, yeah. That was cool.
That's pretty cool. I was telling that moment I was telling the photographers, get this. This is going to be good.
That's so much bigger than winning a championship in so many ways. And you know what? I know that being a champion is special, but it will be forgotten about someday. There's so many things that are so much bigger in life than what it today is, and I think that just gives me before the race makes me relax a little bit, and knowing that is the case. And there's just, like I said, there's so many bigger things that can happen in life. So we're going to enjoy the moment. We're going to have a hell of a time, but we're going to know that this doesn't really change anything. It doesn't change who I am, doesn't change who my family is. We got a really cool title to go with my name right now, but it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's freaking amazing, but it's peanuts when it comes to what the big picture is.
You talked about last year was tough. You were 17th in points last year, the biggest one-year jump by a champion in the modern era from points.
Yeah, we didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So, what a comeback for this race team. And honestly, I said it maybe 15, 20 weeks ago that we were not in the spot to win the championship. I didn't think we'd make it to the championship 4. I thought getting to the round of 8 was going to be pretty good for where we were at the time. And after a few races in the playoffs, the speed picked up, and the team was firing on all 8. And I was like, maybe we can win this championship. Watch this.
One last thing. There are plenty of young people out there and other drivers you compete against saying this is what they want to be as a champion. Bigger and better than you anticipated and expected?
Yes, it really is. It's so much bigger. As like I said to Rutledge, I always said I wanted to be a NASCAR champion. That was my goal. Being a driver, that was one part of it, but being a champion, that's even larger. And you never quit. Keep pushing. There's going to be trying times, and take advantage of making mistakes. I think that's one of the best things that someone's ever told me is to make mistakes, and not everyone has the opportunity to make the mistakes at the right level to learn from it. And I made plenty of them, and you guys seen every one of them. But, it's also made me the man I am today.
That's right.
Good stuff, man.
All right.
Good stuff.
Congrats.
Well, since you're the champion, we kind of do whatever you say. You wanted more video, more of those images. So as we thank Zoe for coming over here and joining us, the 2018 Monster Energy champion, we go to break with some of his favorite images. When we come back, we'll take a look back at the best images from the playoffs.
Remember that?
Country music fans, Tuesdays, you can't miss the new music competition show that's all about country. Shania Twain, Travis Tritt, and Jake Owen are searching for America's next country music superstars. All new episodes of Real Country air Tuesdays at 10/9 Central on USA Network. What a night it was at Homestead, Miami. Joey Logano wins the race, wins the championship. He is the 2018 champion. But what a year it's been all around. The best moments of the season on NBC. Take a look at them now.
Here comes Larson. Larson to the bottom of the track.
Job.
Trying to take the lead away.
Job.
They make contact. Here comes the 1842 sideways. Kyle Busch will win. The intensity ramping up.
Chase Elliott's running for his life right now. Martin Truex Jr., he is on the prowl. Pressure is building in Watkins Glen.
Truex is out of fuel. Truex is out.
The crowd roars. Chase Elliott win in the Monster Energy Cup Series. Kevin Harvick, he has been dominant. He'll win again in the Irish Hills. Keelan Harvick in the passenger seat. Dad just dominated at Michigan. It's race number 1 of the playoff.
Going to have to push, and there's danger every time you push too hard.
2 playoff contenders. Kyle Busch into the grass.
We got another crash.
2 more playoff drivers.
Keselowski, he'll win in Vegas.
3 in a row in Vegas. Fatigue, baby.
Fans on their feet, racing in Richmond. Short track style. Sideways goes Denny Hamlin. He keeps it straight.
Big penalty for the dominant car here at Richmond. And Keselowski could not hold him off.
Kyle Busch is going to sweep the Richmond races. Green flag in the air. We're racing at the Roval.
This battle between these playoff guys is unreal.
Keselowski and the 70 and Martin Truex Jr. are around. And 2 hard through 1. Keselowski, Larson both into the wall. They pile up. Martin Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, he's
and he's going to slide. Ryan Blaney and the 12 will win. Got to make every race count. Green flag. Round 2 underway. Kevin Harvick, stage 1 winner. He's dominating here again today. The caution's going to come out again. Out of turn 4. Chase Elliott's going to win at the Monster Mile. Talladega Super Speedway.
Green is in the air. We're underway. Oh, we got to spin down the back straightaway.
Kyle Larson around. One more time around. Will they have enough fuel? Into the wall. Matt Benedetto in the 32. Almirola.
There he goes. Almirola
to the inside.
41's out of gas.
Eric Almirola is going to win at Talladega. This is elimination race.
Typical Kevin Harvick, left side tires right on that white line, shoving that nose underneath the quarter panels.
1 lap to go. 22-year-old out of Dawsonville, Georgia. Chase Elliott, he's going to win Kansas. Martinsville Speedway, short track racing underway. Kyle Larson into the wall.
Oh, that's
Clint Boyer spinning. Will he get the bumper? Yes, he does. Here comes Logano. Logano on the inside. A drag race. They're sideways. And it's going to be Logano getting the win. Miami, baby. The AAA Texas 500.
Are we driving away?
Oh, boy. Wow. There it is. There it is. We got a new sheriff in town. The 4 car is going to be tough.
Harvick wins in Texas.
7 drivers fighting for just 3 open seats.
3 wide as they go into turn 1.
Playoff pressure.
The 4 slow on the track.
He's got a flat, Rick.
Joey Logano brings the caution out.
Oh, we got a car in the fence.
Clint Boyer into the wall. There's the pass for the lead. Kyle Busch has the checkout. Catches a 38. Championship contenders involved here. One of the best in NASCAR. Kyle Busch is going to win in the desert. The championship will be decided. Whichever one of the championship 4 gets that finish line first will be the champion.
And green flag is in the air. Harvick just passed Joey Logano. 13,000 miles these guys have raced to get here with a chance to win the championship.
Logano, here comes the 78. Things are heating up, fighting side by side.
This is for a championship. Truex with a great start.
Here comes Logano. Joey Logano, Cup Series champion.
What a year. And for everyone whose hands or voice has touched this show, we want to thank you, whether you're in our studios in Stanford or here at the racetrack every week. Thank you.
It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with you guys all year long. Everybody in Connecticut and the studios up there that give up their Sunday afternoons and nights so we can do it. And everybody that's here on this stage and those people in the TV compound. It's been great. And thank you, fans, for watching.
Yeah, just an incredible group of people, an incredible season. These 20 races we had, unbelievable. And we crowned a new champion. Just glad to be a part of this NBC team.
I know. A huge thank you, too, to all the families of all the workers. You know, the travel is hard, but hopefully the work that we do makes a small difference. And thank you to all of you. You thank the fans for letting us share the stories of these drivers, these teams, and this community. It truly has been an honor. Joey Logano, your 2018 Monster Energy champion. Hard to believe, but what a season it was. There you see the crew celebrating. Joey Logano proved his ground. Proving grounds with Parker is next. Good night from Homestead, Miami.